If you think freelancing, online jobs, remote work, work from home, and being a VA are the same thing, no, they're not. These terms get used interchangeably all the time, but they're actually very, very different. So it's cleared up. This video is mainly for my fellow Filipinos who wants to transition into online work. But if you're from another country, you'll still find a lot of value here. Just keep in mind though that some of the legal and work arrangements may be different from where you live. So let's start with the biggest myth. Okay, so this is probably the most common mix-up I see, especially among beginners. Work from home is simply a location arrangement. It just means you do your job from your home, from your province, from a coffee shop, your condo, wherever. You could be a regular employee. May boss ka, may fixed schedule ka, may payslip ka every month, and you work from home. That's still a work from home, but you are not a freelancer. A pwedeng example nito is a call center agent who works from home because of a remote setup. Employee pa rin siya, my HR, my benefits, my company policies. Work from home, yes. Freelancer, no. Freelancing, on the other hand, is a working arrangement. As a freelancer, you are the business. You don't have one employer, you have clients. You offer a specific skill or service, you take projects, and you get paid per project or per hour. And usually without being tied down to one company long term. A work from home employee clocks in at 9 a.m., attends company meetings, follows their manager's instructions, and get a monthly salary. A freelancer wakes up, checks which client needs what, sends invoices, negotiates rates, and manages their own schedule. They're very, very different lives, right? So if someone tells you, mag-work from home ka na lang para freelancer ka na, gently correct them. You can work from home and still be an employee. You can also freelance and sometimes work from a coffee shop or a co-working space, or you want to work sa client's office nyo if it suits you. Okay, this one's a little sneaky because they overlap a lot and they're not the same thing. Online work means your work is done through the internet. The deliverable, the communication, the payment, everything happens online. So examples, content writing, social media management, graphic design, video editing, data entry, animation, all of this are online work. Remote work, on the other hand, means you're working away from a physical office. It doesn't always mean your work is entirely online. So, ito example, a construction project manager who monitors site progress via video call and submits report digitally, they're doing remote work. But part of their job still involves a physical offline activity. Now, most of the time in our context, especially in the Philippines or for us Filipinos looking for online jobs, remote work and online work can basically go hand in hand. You can use them almost interchangeably in casual conversations. But if you're being technical, online work means internet-based tasks. Remote work means location-flexible work. Bakit kaya mahalaga ito na malaman natin or ma-distinguish natin? Because when you're job hunting, understanding this helps you filter better. A remote job posting might expect you to work on their time zone and be available for daily check-ins. An online job might be more project-based with more flexible hours. So read the job description carefully. This one actually bothers me a little, not gonna lie. VA stands for Virtual Assistant. And for some reason, in the Philippines especially, people use VA like it means anyone who works online. Anong trabaho mo? Online po. VA ka pala? Oh, no, not necessarily. A virtual assistant is a specific role. A VA typically handles administrative, organizational, or personal support or tasks for a client or a business. remotely. Kaya nga tinatawag siyang virtual. So things like managing emails and calendars, booking appointments, data entry and research, customer support, social media scheduling, that's a VA. But here's the thing. There are so many other roles online that are completely different. A copywriter writes marketing and sales content. You're not VA. A web developer builds websites. Not a VA. A graphic designer creates visual assets. Not a VA. A video editor cuts and produces videos. They're not VA. An SEO specialist optimizes websites for search engines. They're not a VA. A bookkeeper manages financial records. Also not a VA. These are skilled professionals. Calling all of them VAs undersells what they do, and honestly, it can affect how much they can charge. So now, to be fair, there is such a thing called specialized VA, like a social media VA or a real estate VA or a VA in the medical field. In these cases, the VA is doing a higher level tasks within a specific niche. So the VA label still fits, but it's more specific. The point is, VA is one role in a huge ecosystem of online work. Not everyone who opens their laptop and earns online is a VA. So if you're learning a special skill or a specific skill, design, coding, writing, video editing, you are building towards a profession, not just a VA job. So own that. Ah, yes, the dream. Gusto ko na mag-freelance para wala na akong boss. Yes, as a freelancer, you don't have a traditional boss checking in on you every day. You set your rates, you choose your clients, you pick your or you choose your own projects. But here's what nobody tells you. Your client becomes your bosses. Bosses, plural. And sometimes multiple clients at the same time, each with their own deadlines, revisions, communication styles, and expectations. You also become your own accountant, sales team, HR department, IT support, and everything. You should have like multiple hands. Freedom is real in freelancing, but so is the hustle behind it. Especially when you're still starting out and building your own client base. Medyo mahirap siya, and also maaari kang mag-work ng overtime kesa sa pagiging regular employee. Well, the freedom comes eventually when you're established na, but it's earned, not given. So don't go into freelancing thinking it's the easy life. Gusto ko lang chill. I want to be my own boss. Go into it knowing it's a business and you are the business owner. Okay, reality check. A lot of people do both, especially when they're transitioning. You can have a full-time job or a part-time job and do freelancing on the side. So it's called a side hustle. It's actually one of the smartest ways to start. You keep your stable income while building your portfolio, getting your first clients and testing whether freelancing is the right fit for you. There's no rule book, there's no right path. There's only just the path that makes sense for where you are right now or where you want to be. Okay, this one is super important, and I feel like not enough people talk about it. You land an online job, full-time hours, fixed schedule, one client or company. You show up every day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Sounds like a regular employee, right? But then you check the setup. Walang SSS contribution, walang PhilHealth, walang 13th month, walang paid leaves. And you think, wait, is this even legal or am I being underpaid? So here's the reality. A huge chunk of online jobs, especially those hired through international clients or platforms, operate under what's called an independent contractor arrangement. And this is the part where I really want you to pay attention to. When you sign a contract for an online job, what most people do is they just scroll down to the last page and sign. But if you actually read it, and I'm telling you right now, please read it, you will likely see a line somewhere that says, the worker shall be classified as an independent contractor and not as an employee. The first time actually I read it, parang napaisip ako, ano to, parang hindi ba to full-time or baka part-time lang to? Ah, baka 6 months lang ako dito or contractual lang. Parang ganun yung napaisip ko. Pero the longest remote job that I had, like a full-time remote job as an independent contractor, is parang around 4 years. So, para din siyang regular employee without the benefits. So, eto, as an independent contractor, you're legally not an employee. Even if you work 40 hours a week, even if you have a fixed schedule, because of that label, independent contractor, the company is not legally required to give you SSS or PhilHealth for pag-ibig contributions, 13th month pay, paid sick or vacation leaves, overtime pay, or separation pay. Now, is this automatically bad? Well, not necessarily, because some people are totally fine with it, especially if the rate is higher. Some international clients pay well above minimum wage precisely because they're not covering benefits. But the problem is when people don't know. When they think they're getting a regular employment deal and then realize months later, wala palang benepisyo. So here's what I want you to do before signing anything. 1, read the contract, all of it, especially the part that says how you're classified. Number 2, check if it says independent contractor. If it does, you now know what that means. Number 3, factor that into your rate negotiation. So since you won't be getting benefits, you should ideally charge or negotiate a rate that covers what you'd otherwise be getting. Some people add 20 to 30% to their target rate to account for this. And 4, if you're earning as an independent contractor, you are responsible for your own contribution. You can actually voluntarily pay your own SSS, PhilHealth, and pag-ibig as a self-employed individual. And also, about dun sa benefits, lately yung mga clients nowadays, especially pag yung clients nyo is malaking agency sila or something, they usually give you benefits like paid leaves, overtime pay, may mga bonuses din, and mga freebies. Sa part ko as a video editor and motion designer, minsan binibigyan nila kami ng free access to plugins or mga softwares na gagamitin for the work. Minsan din may HMO, nagbibigay sila ng HMO. At least yun, meron na lang. Pero yung mga SSS, mga ganun, usually wala talaga. So yeah, ito yung parang medyo gray area with this kind of work, because you're not exactly an employee, you're not exactly a traditional freelance either. You're somewhere in between, and the contract tells you where you stand. And ito din sometimes yung hindi maintindihan ng mga friends ko, because usually they ask me out to hang out with them, and sometimes I decline because I have work, and they tell me na, akala ko ba freelance ka na? Or akala ko ba online work ka na? Bakit nag-work ka pa rin ng 8 hours or something? So here's the biggest takeaway. Don't start by asking, how do I work from home? Start by asking, what skill can I offer? Because once you have a skill, you have an option. You can freelance, you can become a VA, you can work remotely, you can even build your own business. If this video cleared up some confusion for you, then hit like and subscribe. And also tell me in the comments, which path are you considering right now? Freelancing, VA work, or remote employment? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.